YouTube family, the complaining about Sparking Zero just to go viral would not be as bad if people were pointing their finger in the right direction with their complaints. People have gotten too comfortable expecting the developers to bail them out of experiences that are created by a growing toxic community that has gone unchecked for over a decade. And this is not to say that the developers don't share some blame in, some urgency with certain things, or some blame with maybe not thinking certain things through the development process. But ultimately, no game is going to be totally perfect at launch, especially when it comes to multiplayer games. I do feel like they share some blame in that. But what I don't agree with is how easily people want to dump 100% of the blame on the developers. They don't want to look at an opportunity to start discussing healing within the gaming community, and more specifically the fighting game community, and just talk about how over a decade we have just contributed more and more toxicity to these games. And this is not something that the developers can write a line of code and fix for us. So for example, I recently unsubscribed to, I think this was the first person that I subscribed to this year to watch a fellow Sparking Zero YouTuber. But the dramatized complaining just got more grand and more grand every single day. And one of the things that he was complaining about was that when Bandai Namco released their statement about how they were going to be handling the patch, they talked about gameplay fixes. And apparently his opinion was that they should be focused more on the rage quitting issues than fixing some of the gameplay mechanics and elements throughout the game. Which, by the way, rage quitting in ranked game modes and other online game modes that keep statistics didn't just randomly spawn in on October 8th, 2024. This has been a community issue for over a decade. So yes, it's happening in Sparking Zero, but it was also happening in Tekken 8, which also just so happened to be a game that had a ton of new players coming to the series for the first time. But this was also happening in Dragon Ball FighterZ. This was happening in Mortal Kombat. This was happening in Multiverse. This happens in Street Fighter games. This was even happening on For Honor, and some of you probably don't even know what that is. But yes, to me, it makes sense that they would address gameplay issues that are interrupting the way that they intended for the game to play. Or they're listening to the audience and they're seeing what may be disruptive to the overall life of the game and making those changes so that people can simply have more fun in their matches. And maybe as a result, that will turn over to people wanting to stay for the totality of the match because they are able to have fun, win, lose, or draw. But see, it was so fun slowly building a toxic community where anytime somebody tried to express themselves about a game, it was met with, oh, get good, or skill issue, or you just suck, or you're talking like a low rank. And so I find it strange that everyone's so shocked and appalled that people find their rank so precious that they will disconnect their Ethernet cable, they will shut off their Wi-Fi, they will back out of games in order to keep their rank, because the culture has pushed this idea that nothing is more important than winning and trying to get the highest rank possible in whatever game that you're playing. So winning at all costs, leveling up and getting to a high rank at all costs, and keeping that rank at all costs is so important to everyone. Even as we look at videos that are supposed to empower players to become better at the games that they are playing, look at the way that those videos and those discussions are framed. How to get out of this rank, how to finally break through from this rank, how to get to this rank in whatever fighting game that you're playing. All of these things have been planting seeds in the minds of how gamers view themselves, what they think about being competitive, what they think about being good at a game, what they think about how to have fun in a game. All this stuff has been planting seeds in how to look at themselves for over 15 years. And now everybody wants to look at developers of games and say, save us, fix this, fix that. No. This cannot be fixed by a line of code from a developer. And unless the community starts to look at these things and figure out ways to plant new seeds inside of the gaming community so people look at themselves and their gaming experience differently, this will not be something that anybody else can fix for gamers. It won't be. The developers can fix the Z Broly Key Blast spam into unblockable ultimate. And if the mentality of gamers is still, I have to figure out how to win at all costs, and the easiest way to win at all costs so that I can have a high rank, because that's the only way I can attach value to my gaming experience, they're going to find a new thing to exploit. And if you think that developers can create a perfect game without anything to exploit and utilize that to create an unintended gaming experience, oh, you're wrong. They will find a new way to spam. They will find a new way to exploit. They're going to find a new way to back out of the game and keep their rank. They're going to find a new way to screw you over so that you can't get where you want to go. The pest control industry is a $17 billion industry because most homeowners will experience some sort of pest, whether it be ants, roaches, or mice at some point in their life as a homeowner. And you can set traps, and you can use bug spray, and you can use bait, and all these different things. And you can temporarily relieve yourself of whatever pest you have for a moment. But unless you find the entry point, how are these things getting into your home? The ants, the mice, the roaches, whatever it is. If you don't find out how they're getting into your home, then it's only a temporary solution. And eventually, you will see those pests again. The toxic gaming culture in this analogy are the pests, and the traps and the bait are all the cries to the developers to write a line of code to try and fix their issues. And the reason why they keep finding themselves back into the experiences of gamers year in and year out, not on just Sparking Zero, but on other fighting games, not just in fighting games, but in other gaming genres, it's because you have not addressed the entry points that allow the pest into your home and into your gaming experiences. So if you think this December patch is going to fix everything for you because you think it's up to the developers to fix everything for you, in January, I promise you will be proven wrong. And here we are, at the end of my video. If you like the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you would subscribe.